The world's making all-time highs, and if you exclude America, also still making all-time highs. We can move on. All right, so what are we going to buy? So this one, to me, I think this is a big chart right here. Throw up the small caps there on a relative basis. So this is the Malachi Tony market, is what I call it. Just give the ball to the little guy and let him run with it. You know what I'm saying?
Shout to Tony.
I did this on.
You got to get him on the show.
I would love to. I don't know what we would talk about, but go on.
Anything.
Talk about small
I did
caps.
this
He's
week.
incredible.
JC, I'll make the case for this ratio, the 2000 versus the large ones. That's going, dude. It's working.
So you know how you said asset prices trend? This one oscillates.
It does.
The Russell sucks.
No, the relative ratio.
Sucks everybody
We're
in.
talking about a relative ratio.
No,
bro.
I know. I'm just saying. Small caps suck everybody in periodically, and then they roll.
Is it going to stick this time?
See.
Yeah.
I think so. You want to walk through it
Given
together?
how bearish I am, it'll probably stick.
I think this might be the time. I
All
really
right.
do.
I hope it's true.
Well, why don't we do a sum of the parts analysis of that? So let's look at the index. Look at this base.
Yeah.
This thing has done nothing since the end of 21.
Bigger the base?
Nicole,
That's
can I
my
get one of
point.
these?
That's-
Can I get another one of these?
that's-
JC, bigger the
that's my
base?
point.
What do we say?
The bigger the base, the higher in space. I mean,
Louise?
is that funny?
No, I like it.
So I asked Alan Shaw, rest in peace, before he passed. I'm like, where did you learn that? Because Louise Yamada says she learned it from Alan Shaw, and Alan Shaw was older. And I'm like, Alan,
It's why, isn't it?
no.
You
This
always
was
quoted
way
Louise-
before. Dude, Alan Shaw was like a zillion years old, and he learned it from his predecessors, and he started in the 50s. So his predecessors were trading in the 30s and 40s, and they taught him that.
Wow.
So this has to go way back.
That's wild.
I did the homework. I did the due diligence, right? So small caps going up, and this is not oscillate, Josh. Look at this long-term chart. This is from the lower left to the upper right, bro.
Yeah. I think I meant like relative to the S&P. Like there are times the Russell outperforms, but it doesn't last long.
I guess we'll see
And
what
then
happens.
relatively.
Because
like,
put up the communist ones. So these guys discriminate, right? Because you can they'll in the Russell 2000, they'll let anybody in. But in the S&P 600, you got to be making money.
yeah.
How dare they?
Only profitable companies.
You got to be making money
You get
to
more.
be in this.
You get more financials in the 600, I think.
So what's hilarious about fundamental analysis is that the ones with the Russell 2000 that you don't need earnings, you could be losing a fortune. Don't matter, you're in. They're doing a lot better than the companies that are only in if they're making money. So if you're only buying good companies, you're missing out on the best performers.
Yeah.
Good companies, right?
Yeah.
And then you could just look at the composition. You're getting a little more healthcare, and you're getting less industrials a little bit on the Russell 2000, but relatively comparable. So I just wanted to show that you're getting a lot more consumer discretionary in the S&P 600.
Russell 2000 is for the bigger small biotechs. Look,
Yes.
it's 19% biotech, healthcare, which is mostly like profitless or barely profitable biotech.
Yeah.
It's 18% in the S&P 600 banks.
Yeah.
So makes sense.
Yeah.
Let me say, and banks is still pretty big in the Russell 2000.
Josh always says it's only regionals.
Let's
and
do
I
a
say
sum.
it's
Let's
not.
do a sum of the parts.
Only.
Let's do a sum of the parts. So first of all, this is the small cap momentum index,
Okay.
making all-time highs.
Okay.
Okay, so this is not bearish, right? These are the momentum names doing well. That tends to happen in healthy market environments. Now go to the industrials. All-time highs for small cap industrials. All-time highs for small cap materials, right? All-time highs for small cap technology. So when people are telling you that small cap stocks aren't working, maybe your small cap stocks aren't working, but clearly small cap stocks are working. We can keep going. And then, the small cap financials that you said, come on, is there a more important base in the stock market right now than this one?
How does this one resolve?
Way
It's
higher.
gonna go, right?
Way higher.
Look at what
the
are the
hell-
other ones doing?
Well, time out. What the hell is a small cap financial?
Regionals.
That's it.
There's 260 of them
They're
in the
like,
Russell
not
2000.
even like sub-region, like thrifts, like
It's a lot.
community banks.
It's a lot of small banks.
Yeah. Okay.
There's some other things mixed in there that are a little bit lost, but it's banks.
It's Jackson Financial, Lincoln National.
I think Kinsale is in this group. It's an
Piper Sandler,
insurance
Stepstone.
company.
We know these names.
We know some of these. All right. I want to dive in there. Okay.
You also got a couple hundred biotechnology stocks. Biotech hitting the highest level since 2021. Healthcare, big
I don't
component.
like to trade charts biotech given the nature of the tape bombs, good and bad. Just, you know what I mean? Like,
But if you filter by companies that are above $1 billion,
it's different.
you're eliminating a lot of that risk.
Yeah,
and if you put together a basket of, you should see my portfolio over the last year. You'd think I'm some kind of scientist or something. like
Every other stock has
like
labs. in the
like
base.
I feel like Dave Chappelle. Yes, scientist. So and then look at discretionary. Look at that base and discretionary. This is small cap discretionary. Looks great. And then look at small cap energy, right? And then I want to dive into energy before we hop for the day.
Okay.
So this is I remember where I was in the summer of 2008. The last time energy was here.
I know, dude. This is like, I can't imagine this not being the trade of 2026.
You and me were a beer
This
bar.
will not be on any magazine cover anytime soon.
I'm waiting for it, man. I'm waiting for it.
Well, that'll be the end. That'll be.
We got an Iran economist today. Does that count?
I can't imagine this not being the gold of 26.
Look at that base, bro.
I know.
By the way, gold looks just like this before it broke out.
I'm telling you.
Throw
that
up the next one.
I'm telling you that I'm bulled up on oil and gas.
Here you go.
Let me say, yeah. So I'm long this stock, Exxon.
Come on.
It's going to. I mean, I don't understand how it's not 150 already. I know it moves slowly.
big company.
It's a very big stock and
It's a
moves
big
very
company.
slowly.
It's a big company.
Okay. What else?
Oil services. Look at it, trying to
alright.
get above those O2 lows.
I'm going to pitch you an oil service name in a minute. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And then look at the relative ratio
Yeah.
between XLE and the S&P 500.
Yep.
Right. The energy versus tech looks very similar.
That's very good.
And then here's one I like. I'm long this one. This is Solaris Energy.
What do they do?
I don't
kidding.
know.
I'm just kidding. I know you don't know. Who cares?
Allegedly, they're in the oil and gas space. But I don't know. Maybe it's a Ponzi scheme. I don't know. I have no idea. Why would I know?
Okay. All right.
I mean, they're doing something right. How many energy stocks do you know that look like this?
Not a lot.
Right?
The refiners look like that.
Oh, they look good. And then, so this chart comes from Macro Charts. Great. Shout out to Macro. He's a great follow across the board.
Who is that?
Who's Macro Charts?
Yeah.
He's anonymous, but he's basically like the consigliere to like a bunch of like big hedge funds. Like he's the real deal.
Okay.
So this is a chart from him. This is the oil silver ratio going back to the 60s.
Strong buy. Because people are talking about silver. Oh, did you know that transistor chips require a certain amount of silver? Okay. So if that's why you're really bullish on silver, then you can buy oil here. That's if that's like really the story.
I think this is an interesting way to look at things. That if you're bullish of energy, this is a
What do you
bullish
think?
chart.
What do you think of this?
I forgot to put this in the doc. So I grabbed one chart from Todd, our boy Todd Sohn. Look at how hilarious this is. Todd said this one's for the degens. It's the Pro Shares Ultra Short Silver. So obviously this thing has been going vertically down.
Yeah.
Crushed.
Right? It's crashing. But normally nobody buys this. Like there's no volume until people are trying to call the top desperately in silver.
Desperately.
Desperately.
I know.
Like that's a dope chart.
Throw up the silver. Look at that thing.
God damn.
So this got a $100 roll.
Yeah.
$100 roll written all over
I
it.
think that'll happen.
All right. So let's play.
And then what?
Let's play Perma Bear. All right. So what? Okay. So what's going to change all this? What's going to change precious metals? What's going to change this massive international
Dollar
exposure?
breakout higher.
So we came into the year looking for a breakdown in the dollar, right? Long euro, long British pounds, long Swissy, long EM Forex, and that worked out great. If the dollar
last year,
if the dollar breaks out above 100, I think that's a problem, and we're starting to see a few cracks. And not every crack needs to turn into a market crash. But every major bear
I was
market,
going to say that could give you like the correction that or the dip that hasn't happened yet.
every crash, every correction starts with a crack or two. Here's a couple. Discretionary staples not making new highs with the S&P making new highs. The Magnificent Seven hitting new 4-month lows today on a relative basis. So if you're looking for a culprit for this particular cycle, that would be it. And then here's the Frankenstein, right? So it's the last chart. So this is the Frankenstein trade where the bonds have never been more dead. Literally dead. And stocks like that, right?
We talked about this the other day. Vanguard put something out saying the right portfolio asset allocation for this year is 40 stocks, 60 treasuries. And I can't remember ever hearing them say that. And I didn't even bother to track down what the rationale was. But just that idea that like somebody's even saying that is interesting to me. So
It's weird.
they're not looking at the charts. They obviously have another reason that they're saying
We're going into a midterm year. We're in a midterm year, the worst of the 4-year cycles. Even though technically,
That's what Vanguard's looking at. for sure.
when it's
think
the
so?
second
Oh yeah,
term,
the cycles.
Joe Davis.
Yeah, he's a midterm cycle. I'm kidding.
year six
So
for
what would they
second
be
term is
looking
not
at?
as bad. It's actually pretty good. But
Okay.
nevertheless, midterm year, historically not great. So one can argue, what should we be looking out for things changing? I think that discretionary staples ratio, I think tech underperforming.
Dollar rally.
And I think bonds waking up, because if they're look at how boring bonds have been over the last few years.
Dollar rally, forget about the implications for stocks. That's really bad for people that are chasing silver here.
I think it's bad for international stock investors. I think it's bad for silver, precious metals, rocks in general of any kind, whether it be of the precious or base variety.
Can we go back to the previous chart?
Yeah.
So I think this is really interesting, the Mag 7 one. I think up until now, people were waiting for like the .com divergence, where you see the rest of the market and only the Mag 7 are the ones that are left standing. And then, of course, we know what happens next. It would be interesting if it's the reverse of time. If the leaders go first and now they pass the baton to the rest of the market and it's like a sort of fake handoff and then they all come tumbling down together.
Maybe.
That would catch me off sides. I mean, that would be interesting.
If the dollar's above 100, I think that's a big problem. If you start to see volatility pick up in the bond market, that's a big problem. You know, generally the trend is up for stocks. Like, we want to be buying stocks. We want to be buying breakouts. And I don't necessarily think it's a binary outcome where like, oh, everything's going to get crushed. I think this is going to be a K-shaped market. Look what I see what I did there. Come on. That's pretty good, huh?
Like it.
Very good.
We like the K.
So I think that rather than 2025, everything went up. Some went up more than others. I think we could be very high likelihood that in 2026, we can have huge winners, huge losers, and some that kind of just trade flat. I think that would be a very high likelihood.
That's what AI is doing. I agree.
I think most investors be okay with that as long as they think they're going to be the ones that are in the ones that work.
I guess
the stocks that work.
Be selfish, right?
Be
Be selfish.
Hey,